hear you this morning, Pam. Good morning, Pastor Denise. This is Olivia calling from Oxon Hill, Maryland. Woo! Hi, Olivia from Oxon Hill. How are you this morning, Olivia? How are you? Oh, my goodness. Good morning, millionaire in the making, Sheila Taylor McDuffie from Atlanta, Maryland. Good morning to all. Ooh, you guys act like it's 70 degrees outside and it's sunshine. And where's all this joy coming from?
Good morning, Freda Jackson.
Ooh, you go to dancing machine. Welcome.
Thank you, Glenn. Good morning, Ravon Golden, millionaire in the making, Miss Sheila Taylor McDuffie. Good morning, Judy.
Good morning, Paul Jackson.
Friday.
Maryland. Happy birthday, Gregory McDuffie. Today is Gregory's birthday.
Oh, my goodness. Thank you. Welcome, Mr. Jackson and Gregory McDuffie. Happy birthday. So, Gregory McDuffie, happy birthday. Come on, Sam. You know how we do it. Happy birthday, Gregory McDuffie.
Happy birthday, Gregory McDuffie.
Come on, Brown Girl.
Welcome, my brown girl is in the house. Welcome to the call.
John Joseph, Emeryville, California.
Oh, hello, Pastor Joseph. How are you, sir?
I am doing well this morning.
I know that, Pastor Joseph.
Thank you.
Welcome. Good to hear you this morning.
Thank you.
Matthew Richardson, Newark, California.
The conference is now in presentation mode. Your line is muted.
In the singing break, I'm right now with our business partner, Pastor Donald Joseph. Welcome to Matthew to the call, and welcome each and every one of you to the Team Expert Lifestyle Call. You know, I was saying earlier, it's Monday morning. It's raining, it's wet, it's chilly, and normally, if I'm not mistaken, a rainy, wet Monday morning, people just don't have any type of joy or excitement. They don't want to go to work. They don't want to get up. What is happening in Team F Network that we can wake up on a Monday morning when it's raining, wet, and chilly, and still have so much joy because we are part of something that is amazing, something that is changing people's lives around the world. I want to welcome again Betty. Betty just joined us, I think she said a couple of weeks ago, and the joy that she shared with us this morning. This goes to show you the beauty of the people that are becoming a part of Team Asset Network. So much joy, so much love, so much power, so much anointing, and so much of the grace of God is upon us. And I'm telling you, we're going nowhere but straight to the top. All this love and agreement, and oh my goodness, family, come on now. Has this not been your best year yet? Think about it, even as far as your health. Has this not been the best year for your health since you've been taking these vitamin sprays? And we have to always say we cannot make any claimants that our vitamin sprays can heal or cure any sickness or disease that you have. But what we can do is have these wonderful, amazing calls that we have in the morning, in the afternoon, and the evening, and let you hear all the different testimonies from around the globe, how people's health are just taking a complete turn as a result of taking the vitamin sprays. And I want you to think that you've been taking the sprays. Has this not been the best year of your health? Yes, it has. For me as well, I started taking the sprays last year. So each year is just getting better and better. I'm so thankful. I haven't been on any medication, any at all. Not even cough syrup, family, since I've been taking these vitamin sprays. Sleeping good, feeling good, looking good. I'm telling you, we are right where we are supposed to be. I'm going to stop right here and bring on my business partner, one-star DCQ qualified Pastor Bill Wafer. Are you there this morning, sir?
All right, don't get carried away now. Feeling good, good.
Come on, let me have my moment of joy, okay? Can I have my moment of joy?
Well, you know that it's really great though, because there's nobody who can tell your story better than you, and when you on, tussin and nebulizers and all of that stuff, for years and years and years, and finally to be able to be taken off of that stuff and not have any of that poison in your system for over a year, and like you said, and feel good and look good and sleep good. That's an exciting story. That's what we talk about. That's what the brand is about, is changing people's lives. And so, just think about all of the other stories out there like yours and like Dr. Rosie's and like Tanda's and a lot of other people out there that have their stories about, where they were before they got introduced to 10 and got introduced to these fabulous sprays we have. And that's something that, you want to tell people everywhere you go. They just don't know what they're missing by not trying these sprays. So that's, our number one product is changing people's lives. And imagine how much people's lives have changed when they're not, they don't have the chain and ball connected to their ankle, dragging around all these medications that have these side effects. Paul always says it very good. Paul says you can take pharmaceutical drugs that have side effects, or you can take nutraceuticals that have side benefits. So that's always a great way to go. But hey, listen, keep on pushing your story, keep on telling your story, because people need to hear it. It's an amazing story, and there's so many stories like that in our company. But welcome to Monday, everybody. We're starting out, Monday morning, getting this thing off and running. I'm looking at the leaves have turned colors. The fall is here, and we got some beautiful colors all around us. And we're getting ready. We're getting ready to rock and roll this Monday, go through Monday through Friday, get through the weekend with some exciting things happening. We got some exciting calls this week. Of course, we got our coach today. We're going to just lay it out as always. But I want to keep you guys encouraged. November, don't let November slip. We still have our promotion going on, November 1st to November 30th. Your opportunity to become a founding member of this company just by signing up 2 people, one on the left, one on the right, on the diamond package, and taking them to executive. And I know a lot of people are running for that. There's a lot of TTPs out there. We had great TTPs this weekend, and a lot of people have come into the business to get this thing done. They want to go into next year changing their lives and changing their future. So we're excited about where we are, where we're going, and we look forward to you guys hanging in there with us and getting it done.
That's right. 1 year is coming up of celebration, and I am looking forward to 2015. So family, visualize where you want to be in 2015. Visualize where you want to be when we celebrate our 1 year birthday anniversary. Get the vision right now. Speak it. Put it out there in the atmosphere and watch it come back to you. Good measure, pressed down, shaken together, run it over. It's going to come back to you. I'm telling you, family, it's going to happen. Well, it's Monday morning, and as you know, we always have our coach on to bring us good, wonderful tools to add to our toolbox to better help develop ourselves, or to give us more confidence, or to give us more knowledge on the product, or just how to take advantage of this wonderful position that we're placed in. So let us welcome to the call Coach Nikisha Bond. Coach Nikisha, are you there?
Hello. I'm here. Can you hear me?
I can. Hello, Nikisha. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. How are you doing?
I'm doing great this Monday morning. I don't know what it is. It's raining here, girl. It's chilly. It's wet. But it's for some reason it just seems like it's a sunshiny day.
You know what I think that is because when the season, well, we don't know about that life here in California because seasons don't really change, but I did drive down one street that had different colored trees, and you just feel like, you know what, we're transitioning out of summer, we're going into the fall, going into the winter, well, for California, that is, and you just feel like everything is starting anew, and so that's kind of what the training is about today. And I love that everybody's so excited and so passionate on a Monday morning because you know why, Pastor Denise? They say that there's more heart attacks on 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock Monday morning because people who are getting up and going to a job that they hate. So, you know, the one thing about being on this call every single day is it gives you that motivation. It gives you that power, that excitement to get out there and to tackle on the day. So you don't have to be one of those scary statistics.
Wow, and that is so true. I've heard that many times before. It's so sad, but it's true. So, Coach, I'm going to get out the way. Go ahead and bring us what you have for us today.
All right, so I love Monday mornings. So my birthday's coming up, and I always take this as a new time to make new goals, to just really kind of relaunch my life, because I'm always thinking of these trainings. There's a lot of people out there who are doing great, and they're just rocking and rolling, and everything is lining up into place, and they're having these big parties and these huge meetings, and they're so excited. And then there's people out there who are floundering. There's people out there who are struggling. And I always like to talk to those people, because sometimes I feel like, we get really excited about other people's success, which we absolutely should, because when the Lord is blessing one person, he's blessing all of us. But, there's people out there who are really struggling, who maybe this hasn't been their best year yet, or maybe they wanted to accomplish things and they never really got to where they wanted to be. Or they woke up Monday morning like, man, I still got to go to this job. I always want to encourage them, because there's always hope out there for you guys. So this is a 2-part series called Reboot. And I always love Mondays. I always tell people, a lot of people gain a lot of weight starting their diet on a Monday. So I never start a diet on a Monday, or a new eating habit, or a new routine on a Monday. I always start some other day, which is why I always redo my goals on my birthday rather than in the new year. So anyways, today we're going to have a reboot. And that reboot takes place in 2 places. One, we have to eliminate our negative or unproductive thinking patterns, because chances are, if you haven't met your goals this year, if you're not where you want to be in this business, if you haven't been able to take advantage of this opportunity, it's going to start in your mind. That's why I'm so big, you guys. I love you. I'm going to say the word that you don't want to hear. I have to say that, because that's really what's going to change you, right, Pastor Denise? From a person who's not me. Exactly. From a person who doesn't meet their goals to a person who does. That's the only difference, is that consistency and that persistence towards the goal. Because I can tell you something right now. Everybody has days when they fail. Everybody has days when they wanted to accomplish things and they didn't. Everybody has days where they planned a party and nobody came, or when they thought this person absolutely was going to join the business and now they're avoiding your call. Everybody has those days. It's how you choose to deal with it. It makes the difference between people who are successful and people who aren't. So the first part, let's eliminate negative thinking before we're getting into relaunch. Okay, and that's what a reboot is about. If you think about it, you're going on a diet. Usually people go to the very, very extreme, because they got to clean their system out of all those toxins, and then they go into a new healthy eating lifestyle. So that's what we're going to do with our lives and our businesses today. So what are some things we can do to stop negative and unproductive thinking patterns? So one thing I have to tell you before we start on this is that there is a war for your mind. This whole culture that we have right now is all about trying to get your attention. And we're distracted in so many different ways, guys. If you think of how many bells and rings and jingles and boops and all these things that happen all throughout the day, just trying to grab your attention. You go to your email and something's trying to grab your attention. And most of the time, they're trying to grab it in a negative way. It's not really positive. It's not really uplifting. So some of the things that we can do is, one, let's read a book, at least 15 minutes from an empowering book or uplifting book every single day. And, a lot of people, they get overwhelmed because they say, I haven't really read since I left high school. And even then, we wouldn't really call what I did reading. That's okay. Don't worry. Do a couple of pages every single day. Do 5 pages. Just do something small. You'd be surprised that consistency every single day of reading an uplifting book, how that can change your mind. A really great book to start with, if you're wondering, is The Gift Giver by Bruce Wilkinson. Is that it, Pastor Denise? I love that book.
The Dream Giver. The Dream Giver.
The Dream Giver. The Dream Giver. Yes. It's a great book. Super easy to read, so it's not overwhelming to anybody. It's a parable. And then it gives you really steps on how you can go on this journey to change your life. It's a great book. And all you have to do is read 5 pages. I keep my book, and there's probably a little TMI this early in the morning, I keep my book in the bathroom. And that way it's easy for something that I can go and grab on my way to the bathroom. You'd be surprised how much you can read if you take a couple minutes in the bathroom. Okay, enough about that, because it might be lunchtime for somebody. The next one is unplug the TV. I know this is a hard one, because when I tell people this one, and I even struggle with this, because as a kid, we had a TV in our room, and sometimes the TV was just on for noise sake. But you'd be surprised how many negative messages are just in the commercials in between TV shows, or in the TV shows themselves, always talking about death and dying, or you watch Ratchet TV with, all those housewives and all those people on there just acting, turned all the way up to level 10. It's so bad for you guys. It really is. And sometimes you just need that moment to unplug, to decompress, to be in your quiet, still self, to really start to reflect and think about your life. And you can't do that with the TV on. So I'm not going to get really into that with everybody, but I'll tell you something right now. If you turn the TV off for a couple of days, just try a couple of days, see how it changes your life, see how it changes your perspective, because not having that constant feed of information coming to you, you'd be surprised what your mind is now opened up to thinking and to doing and how much more time you have on your house, honestly. Number 3, listen to an empowering tape every day, especially in the car. So, I have to drive a long way every single day, and I used to listen to the news, right, because I'm, want to stay up on information, I want to be informed, and I found that by the time I got to work, I was really upset. I was really depressed, and I didn't really notice it until one day my radio broke, and I didn't have a radio anymore, and all of a sudden, like I was just driving to work, minding my own business. Sometimes I'd put my earphones on and listen to an empowering tape, but I felt like I took back my mornings. Like there wasn't something that was dragging me in one direction that I didn't want to be in, because now I could choose what I wanted to listen to and what I wanted to hear and be intentional about that in the morning. And getting some of that negativity out early in the morning just opens up the space of possibility and positivity when you're starting your day off. So, there's so many, and here's another one. If you don't want to read, books on tape, great for in the car. And so we just want to stop listening to the news every day. Don't listen to the radio. Really be intentional about the positive images and the positive voices that you're going to hear every single day, because this is going to start to change your thinking. So am I saying you have to do all of these? No, I'm just saying just take evaluation of your life. You're the only one who can make choices and changes for yourself. I can't tell you to do that. You may be sitting here and saying, well, Nikisha, I don't want to give up my TV. I don't want to give up my radio. I need to be informed on the news. Hey, I can't stop you. What all I'm doing is just saying, if you take some of these things away, see how it changes your life. If there's no impact, hey, you got to make that decision for yourself. The next one is don't read the newspaper. Not sure how many people read the newspaper anyway. I haven't seen a newspaper in a really long time. But, how about the blog? How about having those constant news feeds on your phone that goes bloop, bloop, bloop every time another news media posts something? You might want to just take some of those things away and see what your life is like. What are the things I did that I think was really, really helpful? And I'm just giving you some tips for me. As I took that little icon off my phone so that when messages came in, like when I opened up my phone, that wasn't the first thing that I see. And it really has changed my attitude, because I was always like, oh, I see that message. I got to go and check that email. And that might be an email that I really don't need to read early in the morning. And so taking that notification off, not having all of these things come and feed me, it actually has changed my quality of life, because now I can choose and get into a space where I want to hear that information versus having all that information pushed to me. So this is just something that's kind of helped me. So I hope it helps somebody else. Limit or disassociate with negative people. So in 2013, I completely cut out negative people in my life. Anybody who was negative or drained way too much energy from me, they got a nice little phone call, and I told them that I wouldn't be associating them with anymore, and that this friendship just wasn't adding any value to my life. That was a hard phone call to make. Now, am I saying you need to call everybody? No, but Nikisha Barr needed to call people, because people needed to know. I always felt like if you put people on notice about some of their behavior, sometimes it might prompt them to change. And I wasn't going to talk to them anyway, so it was okay for me. It was very therapeutic. But I am a big believer in not having negative people. What I found is that if you're sitting on the phone and you're a naturally positive person, negative people love you, and they come right after you because they love to suck that positive energy from you and go on about their day. And even if that doesn't make them into a positive person, it makes them feel better. And then you sit around and you're feeling totally worse because you had a great day and a great morning, had your coffee, you're up for a run, you did all this amazing stuff. You get into work and that one person just comes around and just beats you down so you have no more energy left. I'm a big believer of not associating with negative people. I'm going to leave that one right there. Number 6, take time for reflection and prayer. You know, you always have to reflect on your day. Did you accomplish your goals? Did you meet what you wanted to do? You know, are you being the best you that you can? Are you giving back? Are you in these things for the right reasons? It's always good to question ourselves, because if we don't question ourselves, if we don't, peel back the layers and really get into ourselves, somebody else will do it for you. And so, it's always really good to take that time for reflection. And then the last 2 is drink water and exercise. Our bodies need at least like 8 ounces of water a day. It's so important to get that. It helps the synapses in the brain to be functioning. And getting your heart moving. The American Heart Association says you need to move at least 30 minutes every single day. And even if that's just taking a leisurely walk, no one's saying you need to get out there and do P90X, but just taking a walk, taking 3 walks 10 minutes every single day. It can change your outlook, change your life. So these are some of the things that we can do to reboot. Oh, dear, running out of time. Okay, step 2. Now we're rebooted, right? We took some time for ourselves. We disassociated with negative people. We unplugged some of all the noise that's going on so that we can hear that small, still, quiet voice in our minds. And now it's time to relaunch our business. Now, why is this so important? It's because we should be doing a business relaunch every 90 days. If you haven't really looked at your business and you haven't said, this is what I want to accomplish, I'm going to go after that founder's bonus, I'm going to come qualified, I'm going to get, I'm going to help 10 people change their lives, whatever your goals are, then you're probably not going to hit anything. Because they say people who don't have any goals, they end up hitting their target of not reaching anything. So what do you want to do when you want to relaunch your business? Detailed description of what the business is going to look like in 90 days. Where do you want to be by the time we get there in February? What hotel do you want to stay in? How many team members do you want to bring with you? How much money do you want to be making in residual income? Have you really sat down and really thought about this business and what you wanted to do? Sometimes we don't think about this as a real business, and I can say that because we only paid less than $400 to get in. It's not that much money. And a lot of people are willing to take that money and say, you know what? Okay, it didn't work out, so I'm just going to go and do something else. It was only $400. Because if you were spending $400,000, you wouldn't walk away from the business that fast, right? And so what do they do in traditional business? They make a business plan. Where do you want to be? What is the goal for your business? And we have to do the same thing because this is a multi-million-dollar business. The only difference is that you're the CEO, and all of what happens and what doesn't happen goes on your shoulders. And so sometimes we don't see that all the time, but that is a true reflection of this business. And so you want to take your goals and you want to break them down into 30, 60, and 90 days. Where are you going to be in 30, 60, 90 days? How many business partners? How many new people? How many customers are you going to have? We should never lose sight of the customer side of this business. A lot of people like to try the sprays because they've never heard of them. They don't know the difference between taking a pill, high absorption. They don't know what a lot of the ingredients are. And some of them just want to try the products and get used to it and have their own stories before they come in. So you never want to neglect the customer aspect. So how many customers do you want to have? What's the size of your team? What goals do you want to hit before you get there? How many teammates are going to come with you to the next convention? So those are some of the things that you want to think about when you're making your goals. Be very, very specific. Because the more specific you are, the more it solidifies in your mind, the more likely you're going to be able to hit those goals. This is a good one. Number 3, create a buddy system to keep each other accountable. We always say this. You're in business for yourself, but you're not by yourself. And that's really, really key because normally we would all be competitors and we wouldn't talk to each other. And I might have a secret sauce that I wouldn't share with you. And Pastor Denise has a secret sauce she doesn't share with Pastor Dale. That's how it is in traditional business. But in network marketing, we all benefit by sharing some of these, sharing these experiences together, sharing some of the costs of some of the events. Whenever we do things together, it only goes to benefit the whole entire team, which is great because in traditional business, you usually don't have that type of synergy that can be formed. So you want to create a buddy system. You want to have somebody keep you accountable because I can tell you something, guys, it's really easy to get up in the morning and decide not to work on your business. And you do that for a couple of days, and all of a sudden a couple of weeks have gone by, and a couple of months have gone by, and then 6 months have gone by, and you said, was I supposed to be doing something to make this business work, or was somebody going to do that for me? I don't remember. It's been so long since I worked the business. But if you have a buddy system, then you're not going to go more than a couple of days without someone saying, hey, when's your next TTP? I want to make sure that I'm there so I can support you. And, I'm going to have mine on this day, and are you going to be there for me? And those are the kind of things that help you to grow your business. Share your plan with your team and your upline. When you verbalize a goal and you make it public, I can't remember what the statistic was. Let's just say 50% more likely to hit it. I don't know if that's their actual number, but they've shown that just like people who say, I'm going to lose X amount of weight, when they actually put it out there and they put it on Facebook, they do a video about it, they're more likely to complete it because now they know that people are out there looking to them and can kind of hold them accountable. So whatever your goal is, let everybody know. Post it on Facebook. Go into the 10 Prosperity team, the Tenacious Generation. Post your goals. Let everybody know so you can be encouraged so that people can uplift you. The next one is you want to break your goals down to specific activities. One of the great things about this business is that it doesn't take a lot to have a huge impact in the bottom line. of making money in this business. But what it does take is that consistency every single day to do whatever it is that you say, those daily method of operations. I'm going to talk to 2 people every single day, 5 people every single day, 10 new people every single day. Whatever your goal is, that consistency is what brings the number up. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of the whole penny description. If you double a penny every single day, at first it starts off and you're only like, week 2 and you're at 13 cents. You're like, man, I'm not making any money. But by the time you get to 30 days, you're at millions of dollars. And that's the same thing about this business. First, you're talking to people every single day. You're not seeing it. You're not seeing it. You're not seeing it. Then all of a sudden, it's like a flood just opens up and breaks through, and people just start flooding towards the business because you've gone out there and hit that tipping point in the market where now everybody wants to join your organization. Everybody wants to know about the sprays. You're inundated with phone calls. But that goes down to that consistency and those specific activities that you do every single day that are income-producing activities. A lot of people can go out there and they can be very, very active, but they're not doing income-producing activities. So you want to make sure that your activities are in line with your goals and it's something that you do every single day. Personal development. So we talked about this. When you're starting your reboot, you might have to go to the extreme. No TV, no news, no Facebook, no nothing. Just so that you can get your mind into a space where you can start to feel good about yourself and feel like, yes, I can accomplish my goals. But then after that, personal development is going to be every single day. You're going to have to renew your mind every single day. It's like taking a bath. They say about motivation and renewing your mind. It happens every single day. You wouldn't want to say, I'll take a bath last week. I don't need to do it again this week. No, please, everyone, please take your bath every single day. Renew your mind every single day. It's so, so important because I can tell you, you can go on the internet, you can talk to somebody, and you can find 12 people to give you 25 negative facts of things that are like the reason why MLM or network marketing will never work for you. But all you really need is one person to say that it will and see one person who's been successful to know that it can work for you if you're willing to work for it. Woo! Go ahead now. And the next one is you want to celebrate your successes, goal by goal. This is something that we don't do, and it's really, really sad, is we beat ourselves up because we didn't make that big goal. Man, I said I was going to be card qualified by the next event. I did not make it, and I'm not going to the next. We get so hard on ourselves. Sometimes you have to be really, really excited that I got on the call today. My goal is to get on the call every single day. My goal is to get out there and talk to one new person every single day, and celebrate your success. It's okay to be proud of yourself, even if you didn't make the ultimate goal, because here's what makes everybody happy. Here's the secret to success. It's progress. As long as we're continuing to get better every single day, you will see that you will feel better about yourself. Think about it. If you're ever in a place where you just don't feel good, it's probably because you're not making progress in any area of your life, personally, professionally, spiritually. If you're not making progress, that's what makes people upset. That's what makes people sad. So when you're starting to make that progress and you're getting a little bit better, and maybe it took you 3 months, but you finally finished that book that you picked up, that's something that you should celebrate. So celebrate the small stuff so that you can, celebrate the small stuff so that you can go on and accomplish the big stuff. And then the most important thing is, talk to your team. When you're about to relaunch your business, when you're about to go to another stratosphere, get the support of your team. Get everybody on the same rallying cry together. It's so much better when you do it as a team, when you're meeting as a group, when you're having those TTPs, when you're uplifting everybody. Because when you're around people with like-mindedness, something called synergy happens. And it's something that can't happen on its own. It only happens when we're all together and we're all in the same thinking wavelength. And you'll be surprised at how much energy you'll have from that meeting, how much excitement you'll have from your team, creating those goals together. This is a team-oriented sport. That's why it's Team Effort Network. I love that name because that truly is how it is. It's a team effort that's going to win the day. I have never heard one stand up on that stage and didn't point to their team and say, this is the only reason that I'm here today. And so make sure that you're training your team. Make sure that you're taking these trainings, taking these calls back to your team and uplifting them and imparting some wisdom onto them. Because let me tell you something. If you got on this call and maybe today you started off and you're like, you know what? Oh, man, I just didn't feel like being on the call. I can tell you for every one person who gets on the call who didn't feel like it, there's 12 people who didn't feel like it and didn't get on the call. So you want to make sure that you reach out to your team. ask how you can help, ask how you can be of service to them. So I hope that this has uplifted somebody. I know somebody needed that today. And, it's always my goal to make sure that we're all just marching towards our goal, that we're all taking advantage of this opportunity, because it truly is the opportunity of a lifetime. And even though right now we may say, wow, this is so cool because not very many people know about it, in 2 years, that might not be the case. In 2 years, Team Effort Network could be the new Amway. Everybody knows about it, and everybody talks about it. And you don't want to sit back and see that happen and say, I didn't take advantage of that opportunity. I didn't take my business up a notch. I didn't, ratchet it up. I know I could do more, and I wish I had done that before everybody got in, and now I feel like I'm just kind of left by the wayside. So I hope that that's encouraged someone. Back to you, Pastor Denise and Pastor Dale.
Oh, girl, that was some excellent, excellent food to be fed this morning. I want to piggyback on what you just said a few minutes ago. Sometimes you may wake up and you may not feel like just dialing in because you just, I don't feel like it. But I'm telling you, when you have those moments when you don't feel like calling that prospect or making that, just following up on that phone call or getting on the calls and listening, that's the very time that you should push past that, because as you push past it, you are building spiritual muscle, and you need to do that. It's like exercising. You're lifting weights. You got to push just two more to get that, to reach that goal. And you may not feel like it, but if you just do two more, you're gonna reach that goal, and you're gonna see the results a lot sooner. So push past those moments when you don't feel like doing. That's just the flesh trying to say, I don't want to. You don't want to give into the flesh. Just push past it, make it happen. But Nikisha, I love what you said about. There is a war for your mind. There really is. Everything is out there, the whistles and the bells that are ringing to try to pull your attention. But is it pulling your attention towards your goals, or is it pulling your attention away from your goals? And Nikisha gave some excellent advice when it happens. You need to be reading books. You really do. You need to unplug that TV. You will be amazed how much energy and time and creativity you have when you just get out front of that TV. Your creativity just begins to just flood. But about reading books, Nikisha, I gave a friend a book to read earlier this year, and he had not read in a while. And when I gave him the book to read, he was reluctant on reading it. But when he started reading the book, he said, "You know what? I'm glad you did it," he said, because I realized that I really used to like reading. I really did enjoy reading, and I hadn't done it so long. And by you giving me this book, it reminded me just how much I enjoy reading. But reading is powerful. It's empowering. You're feeding your mind good thoughts, especially if it's good reading. And you need to always just have your mind being fed something positive, something empowering, something that's going to help you to reach your goal. Pastor Dale and I have the same spiritual coach. His name is Al Hollingsworth. And him and his wife have a habit of reading to each other. When they're driving, they take long trips because they travel around the world empowering people. So as they're traveling, if he's driving, she's reading. If she's driving, he's reading. So they're empowering one another by reading to one another on their down. And I think it's just so awesome to get a good book like The Dream Giver or Og Mandino, The Greatest Salesman in the World, and just read it and feed yourself some good, positive motivation, and just watch yourself take action like you've never done it before. Nikisha, girl, you get me pumped every Monday morning. That's some good stuff. I love it. Let's bring on Pastor Dale. Pastor Dale, man, was that good stuff or what?
Well, it's always exciting to have Coach Nikisha Bond on, because it's always going to be something useful. It's going to be something, strategic. It's going to be something that has you thinking about how I can take the next step in my business, how I can move forward in my business, how I can bring others with me in my business. So it's always, always fascinating to have Coach Nikisha on. And you're right. You definitely want to read a book, read something, get something in front of you every day, even if it's only for about 5 minutes. You just want to get new information in front of you constantly. You want to constantly be expanding your mind and expanding your motivation so that you can keep moving forward. If you don't set a goal, and don't be surprised that you don't hit it. So let's stay in the game, guys, and let's keep moving forward. Thanks again, Coach Nikisha.
I like that. I like that. If you don't set a goal, don't be surprised if you don't hit it. I like that. All right, let's go to the UK, says Dr. Nina Poole with our quote for today. Dr. Poole, are you there?
I am here. Can you hear me okay, Denise?
Yes, we can. How are you?
I am great. I shall be posting some pictures of the exhibition that I did just a couple of days ago, and that was great, exhibiting to a women's business conference. And it was very, very clear to me that women often understand network marketing because they're used to working from home while they're bringing up their family. And yeah, there were several people who I actually, even at the exhibition, talked about the pay plan, because some people who came up to obviously nobody knew about these TEN sprays. I made myself positioned just as they entered one of the rooms, which was absolutely fantastic. And you could see as they entered, their eyebrows raising as to what is this, So I will post a few pictures of the table when I get a minute. But absolutely key point, Nikisha. Great tips, and yeah, great key point to read, to motivate ourselves, to learn, to constantly develop. And as you all know, one of the things I do read at the weekend is quickly to catch up on some trends. I actually don't keep in touch with the news on a daily basis, just hear the news once on the radio. But at the weekend, I always read the Sunday Times, which is the key paper here, and it has worldwide news in it. And the reason why I don't plug in constantly on a daily basis, just once a day, is because, as we all know, worldwide news has more negative information than it has positive. And I completely agree with Nikisha. Plug into what's positive, not what is negative. However, it is important to keep in touch with trends that are in keeping with our business, because there are many, many things that are happening in the world that we can plug into and benefit. For example, on the radio today, Japan is going into recession. Which is the country we've most recently opened? Japan.
Wow.
The UK, they're now talking about the UK possibly going to go back into recession. What does that mean? I've got to share the opportunity as fast as possible. Why is the UK possibly going to go back into recession? Because Europe is down, so Europe drags the rest of the UK. What happens when Europe goes into recession and Japan goes into recession? That's going to affect Asia. That's going to affect America and Canada, because we all trade globally. So, folks, what does that mean for us? Well, actually, we're building a global business. It's a global opportunity. Whether a country is in recession or not in recession, whether the upturn is down or up, we have something to offer, because we have something unique in terms of health and well-being, and we have one of the most superior pay plans out there. It is actually the best pay plan I've ever come across. So even if, a country is actually going down in terms of its economy, it means its people need money. We've got one of the best pay plans. So, these are massive, massive trends to plug into. Here's another quick trend. The lunch hour is going down to an average of 27 minutes. People spend only 2 minutes of that choosing what they eat. That's why the sandwich they call us the sandwich generation, because people are constantly having sandwiches. What is the quality of a sandwich? Even if it's a great, great quality, the majority is carbohydrate and starch. There's very little protein, vitamins, minerals. What does that mean? That means we've got an answer. Basically, just a simple spray. Like Mel says, when somebody's waiting for their sandwich in the queue, just take out your sprays, spray it in your mouth. Nobody will ever have seen that before. And of course, it's a great, great talking point. Here's some other quick trends. More than 25,000 military personnel in Britain have been diagnosed as obese in the past 4 years. Now, the military were obviously always very, very fit, very, very trim. Now, if that's what's happening in the UK, folks, it's happening in America, it's happening in many different countries. So, we've got one of the fittest professions is now tipping into obesity. What do we have in our hands? Slim by 10. And, there's loads and loads of other trends. I'll talk about those, in another call on another day in the week. But keep your eye out, folks, for trends you can plug into, because we have something that can really help, whether it's an economic trend or whether it's a well-being trend. So it's all about our attitude, and it's all about our sharing. Zig Ziglar said, your attitude, not your aptitude, will determine your altitude. And, our altitude can be really, really high with 10, folks. So Ralph Marston said, excellence is not a skill, it is an attitude. And Earl Nightingale said, our attitude towards others determines their attitude towards us. We hear Nikisha with that great passion. What does that fill us with? Passion. We go out and speak with passion. What does that fill our guests with? Passion. So, passion and attitude is literally, it's contagious. So, Earl Nightingale also said, we become what we think about most of the time. And that's the strangest secret. But Vidal Sassoon said, the only place where success comes before work is in the dictionary. Work comes before success. So, folks, it's all about us going out there and sharing. Kei Kawasaki said, the best reason to start an organization is to make it mean something, to create a product or service to make the world a better place. And my goodness, do we have products and an opportunity that can make the world a better place and make a big difference to people's lives. So lastly, they say, it's not what you look at that matters, it's what you actually see. So folks, open our eyes, see the opportunity, see the products, and let's open our guests' eyes. Back to you, Denise.
Thank you, Dr. Anita Poole from the UK. Thank you for all the updates that's happening globally around the world. We have some wonderful information that's always imparted to us every day on this call, so it's a great place to be. Nikisha Bond, thank you so much. What you shared was very, very empowering. I hope everyone heard what you said, and I hope everyone really heard the importance of getting yourself a good book and reading it. I want to show you how empowering reading could be. Just a second, I'm going to share this with you, and we're going to end the call. And I keep a book with me all the time, so I'm going to read just a little portion of this, and I just want you to see how empowering hearing and reading something could really be. And this is from The Dream Giver. I keep this book with me all the time. The Dream Giver says, I met a friend who shared my dream and helped me make it happen. Before I met my first giant, I met the commander. He told me that I am a warrior. He showed me that my weapons are every truth I've learned on my journey. Unbelief is dangerous. So far, I have chosen to believe, but it feels risky every time. Even though I've been prepared to face my giant, I still need the Dream Giver's power. Every time I defeat a giant, the Dream Giver receives honor. Giant, beware. That's empowering to me. I hope it was empowering to you. Be back on the call with us again tomorrow morning, family. 8 o'clock a.m. Pacific, 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Do not forget to tune in. Enjoy Mr. Barry Apple tonight, 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, as he share more great things as to what's happening with Team Method Network in the company. Barry Apple is tonight, the same number, 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Go out there, make it happen. Be back tomorrow morning. Love you greatly. You are loved. You are appreciated. Have a blessed day on purpose. God bless you all. Mwah.